right, everybody. It's Joey Nohana. I totally forgot my name just now. What a fucking loser. And I've got Anthony Caruso, the number cruncher, across from me here.
Yes.
We've got I forgot my dark chocolate almonds are here. Would you like an almond, sir?
No, thanks. I'm good. I appreciate it.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, everybody, we're down to the wire here for the G1 Climax 27. Me and you didn't watch 26 last year, right?
No, I didn't.
You didn't watch the whole tournament, but you knew what was going on.
I knew who won the tournament, but I missed the whole second half of 2016.
Okay, so this is our first official our first official G1 Climax here. So
on the show, I watched 2015.
Okay, well, So together, our first official from front to back G1 Climax, and I can't even believe it's the end. It feels like I've been watching this tournament since last year. So it's been long, but it's been quick. It's not been too long, but we're down to the wire here, everybody. We got the 6th and we've got the 8th to talk about, and then we had a couple days off, and now we're gonna have tonight at 3:00, which is the 11th for the finals for the A block, and then we have the finals for the B block the next night. But they had a nice little break here, and we had a nice little break too, I suppose, because now we're recording on August 10th. But it's fine, so we got some time to catch up and all that good stuff. So we have a couple things that I wanted to talk about. One of them being my Io Shirai autobiography that I acquired over the week. And
you can't even read Japanese, dude.
Can't read a fucking thing in this book.
How much did that cost you?
I was gonna be a dick and say the yen. It was $30. I'm assuming maybe
$30,
40 yen, or 400 yen. 400. Yeah. I'm guessing 400 yen, I suppose. But yeah, everybody, I currently possess the Io Shirai autobiography. I thought it was going to be mostly pictures. I mean, it's got a good amount of pictures.
It's an autobiography of an adult. Marketed to other adults.
But it's got a fair amount of pictures. But the glossy photos are in the beginning. The rather professional photos are all in the beginning. So all the good stuff is you get it right off the bat, and then it just gets into the story. But I am willing to understand how to read Japanese because I must read this book. Because do I look like a fucking asshole with a Japanese book and no idea what? Well, I was kind of hoping to get her to sign it because I thought she was going to be at the Mae Young Classic and get signed by fucking WWE, but I guess not. I could always have Kairi Sane sign it.
Yeah.
And have her get super pissed off.
Yeah. I mean, they all look alike, right?
Right? No. You take that back.
It was a joke.
I know. Don't discourage my people. So we have and another thing, social media wise. By the way, Io liked my tweet about having the book, so we're officially dating.
Oh yeah,
and
you're a thing now. Nice.
Yeah, we're a thing. And but if that doesn't work out in the future, when I meet my hot Asian wife of my own, she's gonna have to stare at Io Shirai's face when this is next to the toilet as a good read on the toilet. But other than that, I just want to inform everybody out there that I'm a little late to the wagon here, okay? But I just have to talk about this real quick. So I recently discovered Minoru Suzuki's Instagram.
Oh yeah?
What a fucking difference!
Yeah,
this guy, okay, posts nothing other than wearing hats, looking good,
and his fucking coffee, and his cappuccinos, yeah.
His cute little designs at the cappuccino stores. And, just being a generally good guy. And then he has a match with Okada.
Yeah.
And everyone almost dies. How does this happen? He must be a really nice guy out of the ring. But, I'll never hang out with him because I fear he might take my guts out.
Yep, probably.
So other than that, we have the A block to look forward to here. So we've got August 6th, 2017 in the Act City Hamamatsu in Shizuoka. And we've got the first match on the card here, Yuji Nagata versus Zack Sabre Jr. I kind of already knew where this was going, just because it's Sabre, and Sabre is very, very good. The numbers don't show, obviously, in the standings. He's been very good in this tournament.
Yeah.
It's like, if you got to give Yuji Nagata his first victory, why not just the guy who does octopus stretches?
I thought they were going to save Nagata for the very end, his win.
Nah, that's too predictable. I
guess,
it would have been nice, but I mean, it's a little too predictable, and obviously they don't like booking that way. So
Well, they did it for Liger, so I thought they might do it for him too.
I guess. But you got to change things up here. You got to give Yuji Nagata a random We'll get to it. Hold on. I have an opinion about the victory afterwards. As a longtime Yuji Nagata fan.
Yep, long time. Way back to like early July.
June 2017, I began my run here as the Blue Justice defender. So we've got some good mat wrestling between these two. Actually, really good match, by the way. I really, really like this match. Good mat wrestling, and Nagata does not allow Sabre to get anything going here. Usually Sabre controls the match right away, grabs a hold of the steering wheel, doesn't fucking let go. But Nagata was keeping him in the passenger seat here. He was not going to let him be the Uber on this occasion. So Yuji starts firing up, tries to keep Desperado on the outside, who got involved slightly in the beginning of the match. Not too much tomfoolery occurred here. Sabre starts attacking the left arm. Nagata hits an exploder suplex to get momentum in his favor, but gets outdone by Sabre again after a PK. Yuji slows down, Yuji slowed down Sabre with a crossface that transitioned into a Rings of Saturn. That was a nice little call back there. Starts kicking the fuck out of Zack Sabre here. 10-minute mark, Sabre's still going after the left arm, puts Yuji in a triangle hold, but Nagata counters, puts him in the Nagata lock. By the way, he hasn't gotten a single victory with the Nagata lock, which is kind of ridiculous, but... Start kicking each other on their bad arms. It was a funny exchange here. They just started wailing on each other's arms. Sabre tries to put on the octopus hold while Nagata is trying to hit all of his shit. Finally, Nagata fires up, gives Sabre a knee in the corner, drops him with a belly-to-back bridge suplex.
Don't you mean a Saito suplex?
Sure. And gets the long-awaited victory that we've been seeking. The only problem about this victory, and of course it was long-awaited, the only problem with this victory for Yuji Nagata was the crowd couldn't give a fuck. It was all right. It was nice. It was a nice little moment, but it was not as big as the Kojima moment. The Kojima moment was way bigger. People fucking loved that match. It was way hotter than this.
Kojima has more crowd interaction.
Who did Nagata or he beat SANADA? Okay, so I thought it was like some bigger, maybe like a Gaijin. So I'm assuming, because Kojima beat up another fellow Japanese wrestler, that it was a lot, more important, I guess. But because it was Zack Sabre, everyone's like, oh, he's a fucking vegan. You should have beaten him in the first place. Like, come on, bro. We saw you.
There isn't even really a Zack Sabre Sr.
No, there isn't. Isn't that fucking disgusting?
I can't believe someone made his gimmick name a junior.
Why? Who does that?
I know. And doesn't have, like, a gimmicked senior.
Zack Sabre. I mean, it rolls off the tongue really nicely, but fuck, that's the terrible fucking name to go after. Yeah. So, yeah, Yuji wins this match, beats up on the vegan here, and Zack was watching the YouTube video of Nagata running in the beach with with Kitamura and fucking Oka. And they were eating beef at the beach. I saw this video before the G1 started. This fucking beef looked great, by the way. Yeah, it was nice and bloody, just the way a real nigga's supposed to eat that shit. So we've got...
Whoa, dude, you can't be saying that sort of stuff on the air.
I'm Spanish. I could.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I've got a get out of jail free card.
You guys get
here.
a pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least so you guys think.
No, it's pretty much universally accepted here. So we've got Kota Ibushi versus Yoshihashi. Boy, this is one-sided in my opinion, in my mind. I just don't give a fuck about Yoshihashi. Match ends up on the outside very early. Yoshi beats up on Ibushi using the guardrail. Back in the ring, Hashi controls the match until Ibushi gives him a dropkick to cut him off. You saw a golden triangle to the outside, then a springboard missile dropkick from Ibushi. Hashi takes over after a headhunter and then a butterfly lock. Ibushi manages to escape, but he holds on to both of Yoshi's wrists. They get into a little power struggle with this little when he was holding onto the wrist. They start slapping the fuck out of each other's faces. Ibushi reverses a karma attempt, hits the Golden Star Bomb. Yoshi kicks out. Then he hits the knee lift, which apparently is the go-to after the Golden Star Bomb. And that is it. Yoshi's dead, and Ibushi wins this match. So, did I say Yoshi? No, Ibushi.
You said Ibushi.
Okay, I thought I said Yoshi. Yeah. Well, this should have happened. So, Kota Ibushi should have beat fucking Yoshihashi. Yeah. There's no way in hell Yoshihashi should have won this match.
Yeah, no, I think he's done winning.
And because of this victory here, it provides some very interesting, an interesting finale here in the A block. But we'll get to the standings afterwards. But Ibushi winning this match was very important. So we have Hiroki Goto versus Bad Luck Fale. So Fale beats him up and beats him up and beats him up on the outside, beats him up on the inside. Beat him up emotionally. Beat him up physically. Goto tries to come back with a lariat that knocks down Fale, but nothing comes out of it because Fale goes back on the offense very quickly. Goto hits a backdrop, and the crowd came to life when this happened because they were just so tired of Goto getting his fucking ass whipped. Goto tries to fire up, but just gets dropped with a lariat. Fale wins in very quick fashion when he connects with a grenade.
The worst finishing move in professional wrestling.
Probably. To put away Goto without hitting any of his other signature moves, not even the bad luck fall, just the grenade. That was it. So Goto's in the trenches, and here comes a Fale grenade, and he can't do anything about it. And boom, he's done. This sucked.
That's funny. He didn't hit a bad luck fall, but Elgin does the next night.
Made up for this no bad. So Goto goes down to a signature, which was extremely disturbing in my opinion, because I like Goto way more than I like Fale.
Oh yeah.
So we got Togi Makabe versus Tetsuya Naito. Makabe gets to jump on Naito here because he's seen the tape. He knows what this guy does. And Tetsuya tries to get a little taunting, tries to be tranquilo, but of course Makabe's not having any of it. They end up in the crowd. They fight a bit. Naito controls the match, works the neck of Makabe here. And Togi tries to fire with a 10 punch, but Naito just ends up cutting him off. Makabe hits a lariat, takes Naito's head right off, but can't follow up and keep the momentum here because Naito goes back on the offense. Togi bounces Naito's head off the turnpost when he tries for the top rope German, finally drops him. Sets up for the King Kong knee drop, but he misses. Naito goes for Destino, but Makabe catches him in a lariat. Puts him on the shoulders. Tetsuya counters into a half Destino. Didn't get the full premium paid version of Destino here. We only got the trial version.
He didn't get the no commercials version.
Didn't get the activation key from Microsoft, who's giving out keys for their word. Fuck you guys. Jesus Christ. Why do this to everybody? Why charge for word now? Gets a 2 count.
Always charged for word. It should come with the fucking.
It should come with the fucking computer,
system, yeah.
dude. That's ridiculous. It's utterly preposterous.
Hey man, they're a business. They have the right to do whatever we want. We're the fools who pay for it.
I guess. So he gets a 2 count, hits another Destino to get the victory here. So he had a half Destino, and then he hits the full version. He got the key right away. Afterwards, Naito goes over to Hanma and spits on him and just genuinely acts like a dickhead. This is the second time on this night that Hanma was fucked with, because I believe earlier on in a irrelevant match, in a irrelevant tag match, Suzuki did the same thing. So everyone's just fucking with Hanma today.
Yeah.
Because he's back and no one likes it. So we got the main event of the A block on this occasion, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Tomohiro Ishii.
I don't think that you actually said that Naito won. I think you said he hit the Destino and then said that he fucked with him. He won.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't think I heard you say it. So
I hope I did.
yeah.
Oh well.
If not, if you did, I'll sound like an idiot. But go.
Well, in case I didn't say it, 2 Destinos equals victory for Naito these days. So Ishii controls a good portion of the match here with Tanahashi. Hiroshi tries to give Ishii a headbutt, realizes that he's made out of stone. You can't do this. So Tana gives him a bunch of dragon screws to hinder his right leg. Ishii, who knows the leg might ruin his chances at a victory here, tries for a stacked powerbomb very quickly. So I like the logic with these guys here in New Japan Pro Wrestling when they sense the end or a possible flaw in their move set or their arsenal or their strategy. They try to win the fucking match. What a ridiculous logic, right? What stupid planning that could have been. They trade blows after a sling blade. Tana gets close to count. They straight jacket suplex. Goes out to the bad knee again. Puts on the cloverleaf. Crowd roots for Ishii, however. Then getting sick of Tana's bullshit, Ishii starts going after Hiroshi's right leg. Puts him in a calf crusher. Ishii hits a lair. Puts him in a move I haven't seen in New Japan in quite some time. A scorpion deathlock. Ishii tries...
What's that?
It's one of these gimmicks where you do some shit to a guy's leg and he goes, ah. And then the ref calls for the bell. Because then you lose the match and you never tapped.
Nope.
Ishii tries for a brain buster with the apron, from the apron, but gets cut off with a dragon screw. So Tana really knows how to stop Ishii here. Goes out to the leg. Tana goes up top for a high fly flow. Gets stopped. Gets hit with a super brain buster. Only for a 2 count. Tana hits a sling blade, but Ishii kicks out at 1. Then he hits Lariat, but Tana also kicks out at 1. So, One man clearly does not have the edge over the other in this occasion. Tana climbs to the rope, or top of the rope, hits a high fly flow, then a second, and that is it. So Tanahashi gets the victory here. After the match, Tanahashi has to have the young lion, Tomohiro Ishii, hold him up while he cuts a little promo, because Tanahashi is really selling the battle he was just in, and so much so that he has to get carried all the way to the back. When he gets in front of the little gimmick there where they cut promos afterwards, he's on the floor taking a nap, cutting a promo. So that's how badly he sold this whole grueling matchup with Ishii. It was awesome, because this is the first time I've seen Tanahashi have to be taken to the back via Young Boy. But that's what happened here, and he sold it like a champ. And that's it for the A block. So, the standings as they were.
The standings for the A block. Night 8 of the tournament, night 15, or night 8 of the block, night 15 of the tournament. We have a tie for first place. Tetsuya Naito and Hiroshi Tanahashi, both 6-2 with 12 points, and are the only two people left in contention for this block, as they have the final match, and the winner would obviously take it. Only anybody else could tie the 12 points, which would be what the second place wrestler would have. So Naito and Tanahashi, the only two left in this tournament. Tied for third place, Kota Ibushi and Bad Luck Fale at 5-3 at 10 points. Tied for fifth place, Tomohiro Ishii, Hiroki Goto, and Zack Sabre Jr. at 4-4. They're at 8 points. Not tied in sole possession of 8th place, Togi Makabe, 3-5 with 6 points. Yoshihashi in 9th, 2-6 with 4 points, and Yuji Nagata in 10th place, 1-7 with 2 points. Wow. But yeah, I'll after we do the next show for the last block, I'll go through all the tiebreakers and set the official standings if there's ties, which I'm sure there will be.
So here's my thing, all right, and maybe this might be a not very credible source. I don't know, because people have done standings and they've gotten them wrong. Like Puroresu Spirit last week when we did our show, they had like a victory for Elgin that wasn't even on there. But I'm on Fightful.com here, and they have the standings. And the reason why I have it up here is because they have mathematically eliminated gentlemen in this tournament.
It's everybody except for Naito and
They
Tanahashi.
don't have Ibushi and Fale mathematically eliminated on here, though. They have everybody else mathematically eliminated.
They can't possibly win, because at most they would get 2 points, which would tie them with Naito and Tanahashi, and then there would have to be a winner. And if it drawed, they'd get 1 point, so they'd both be at 13. So it's impossible for Ibushi and Fale to beat them.
Because Fale and Ibushi are both at 5-3. They have 10 points.
Yeah.
Okay, the top two have 12, obviously 6-2.
Yeah.
So here's what I was thinking, because I was trying to do this before we even started.
Well, it's impossible. So whatever you're thinking is not.
Okay, but hold on. So Ibushi has the tiebreaker over Tanahashi.
Why are we even going through this? This means nothing.
But hold on, because I'm trying to get Ibushi into the finals here.
But there's no possible way, unless the match doesn't happen. Then.
But what about in a draw?
They would get a point.
But if Ibushi wins his last match,
then he would only have 12 points. He would tie them before they went into the match. He can't get more than 12 points. If they draw, they would both have 13 points.
Fuck. This sucks.
There's no way that one guy can't. There's no way that between Naito and Tanahashi, one guy can't walk out with at least 13 points. So there's no way that Ibushi and Fale can get involved. They can win.
This
it's
sucks.
Basic mathematics.
So the Golden Lovers finale is not going to go down here?
No.
This sucks. See, I read here that Ibushi was not mathematically eliminated, so I'm thinking tiebreaker.
Then they fucked up. There's no possible way.
Naito has obviously has a victory over Ibushi, and Ibushi has a victory over Tanahashi, so that's why I was trying to put things together here. How he could possibly get into the finals.
And Tanahashi loses, Naito wins, and gets 14 points, so it doesn't matter.
God damn it, man. So Naito and Tanahashi, top of the fucking charts here.
Yep.
Well, that sucks. So no Ibushi Omega finale for us here in 2017. That's a heartbreaker. So, moving on to the B block, we've got August 8th, 2017, in the Yokohama Cultural Gymnasium in Kanagawa. We got Satoshi Kojima versus Tama Tonga. So, Tama continues his streak of stealing other people's shit, puts on Kojima's coat, then does his gimmick a little bit, calls him an Ichiban Bakayaro, not Inchoso Bakayaro. Kojima tries for a plancha to the outside, but Tama just kind of moves because he's a smart guy. He beats Satoshi up on the outside, works him over in the ring. Tama does the Mongolian chops. This angers Tenzan, who's being held back by Marty Asami via the gut. So Marty's holding him in the second rope, not really up top. so you could get a good look at him. So this fucker just does a Mongolian chop over Marty Asami's fucking body. It was ridiculous.
I mean, Marty's a tiny guy, so I mean,
Marty Asami's trying to like spear him. Meanwhile, Tenzan just gives him a Mongolian chop, and Tom is stupid enough to go over to the fucking ropes too. So Kojima does some Kobashi chops. He did at least 30 of them here as payback for the tomfoolery that Tama Tonga was accruing here in this matchup. And in the process,
he went for the whole fucking shit early in the match.
Yeah. Tama Tonga screamed and yelped like a woman when this was going on.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. He was just yelling like a woman on fire. Tama takes a lariat to the outside. He's laid out on the ground when the count starts up. Marty gets to 15, and it's very apparent that Kojima will win this matchup. But he goes outside and throws Tama Tonga back. Why the fuck would you do this? Don't tell me pride. It's an easy win.
I mean, the win doesn't matter at this point for him anymore. So I mean, it makes total sense that pride is
Bollocks.
The win doesn't matter. What is he gonna do? He's gonna still finish in last place with 2 wins instead of 1.
Here's what you do if you're Satoshi Kojima. You let the guy get fucking counted out, and then when he hits 20, here's what you do. You do a pose and you fucking leave and you flip your jacket and walk home. That's what you do. You didn't need to just throw him out there.
The win doesn't mean anything.
It means something it should have meant something to him. It's an easy win. Take him. Who cares?
He's an honorable babyface. The win doesn't mean anything.
You like logging into all your shit via your handprint, right? It's a lot better than typing in your passcode. I like winning matches by guys just getting themselves counted out. Who cares? It's the same thing. It's a lot.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's much easier to get things done. Okay?
First of all, I removed the password shit on my phone, so I just opened my shit by pressing the button.
Okay, let's say you have a psychopathic girlfriend and you have to lock your shit. It's you do it with your fingerprint. So it's a lot easier than typing in the same numbers you've been typing in since the beginning. So Kojima goes to kill him with a lariat, but gets countered into a gun stun, and Tama Tonga gets a win over Kojima here. And Kojima's winning streak stops at precisely 1. So that's that. So Tama Tonga gets a...
Goldberg can rest easy. Or, I'm sorry, Asuka can rest easy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Don't undersell Kana here, bro. So we got the next matchup. Juice Robinson versus Toru Yano. Incoming, everybody. Here they come. Here comes the tomfoolery. Here comes the missile strikes of bullshit. So I'd just like to start off before I get into this match by saying I did not make any of this up. I'm not exaggerating any of this. This all happened in real time on television on the NewJapanWorld.com streaming service. So Yano avoids Robinson very early in the match, so he goes underneath the ring in an attempt to get away from the scary Juice Robinson. Robin says, "Fuck this," goes after him. They proceed to have a battle underneath the ring. So you could see movement going on on the mat underneath Marty Asami, who's dumbfounded and goes, "I can't call the match anymore. Might as well start counting." So he starts to give a count out to guys who are under the ring. Technically not a count out. They're in fact in the ring. Very in the ring. So after about 5 minutes of this, we saw Marty start up a count. Although technically, like I said, they're still in the ring.
Well, technically the ring is just... the mat.
Hey, no.
With the posts.
They're in the ring in a one way, not in 2 different ways. In one way.
That's technically not the ring.
It is
the ring is above them. They are underneath.
Anyways, Yano tries to get a cheap win by tying Robinson's hair to the guardrail here, and impressively, Robinson manages to untie like the fucking 8 knots that this guy put in. There's a lot of fucking knots, okay, and he untied all of them. So Toru tries for another low blow, a little chicanery spot with the low blow, and he gets rocked with a left jab by Robinson and gets put down with a pulp friction, and Juice Robinson gets the victory over Toru Yano, and the world celebrated because Toru Yano didn't do any bullshit to get a victory here. And Robinson was so happy that he decided to give a fucking random chick in the crowd a spin. I don't know why he did it, but apparently he wants to have intercourse with this lady.
Well, I mean, the Japanese people love him, so
they do love him. He did, in fact, give her a little what's that gimmick called? The pirouette.
Pirouette, yeah.
And she was all she was happy and blushing, and in fact, probably took some juice out of him that night. But anyways, Juice Robinson gets a victory over Toru Yano, who's unstoppable in this tournament, apparently. But not on this occasion. We have Michael Elgin versus Evil. So Evil coming off of the big victory here over Okada. And Elgin coming off of, I believe he had a victory the last time we saw him. I totally forgot who he wrestled, but I believe he did win that match. Wasn't Yano. It was after Yano. I can't remember who it was in between there.
Suzuki.
He beat Suzuki, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought Suzuki.
You're talking Elgin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Elgin. Yeah, he beat Suzuki.
Okay. Impressive victory. Wow, I totally didn't remember that. So, match ends up on the outside very early because Evil wants no part of Elgin. So we get back in the ring. Elgin does some power moves. Gets kicked in the midsection, so Evil does some stuff afterwards. Goes for a high spot, but Elgin catches him, turns it into a Falcon arrow. Evil kills Elgin with a lariat. Then a Darkness Falls, which is slowly becoming one of my favorite moves in this promotion. I love that move a lot. It's fucking sweet. But he only gets a 2 count out of this. Mike fires back with a rolling elbow, then a German suplex. Elgin hits a very big-time superplex that Evil absolutely took like a champ. This guy launched into orbit afterwards. Like, he bounced right off that fucking mat. At the 10-minute marker, Elgin hits a sit-out Razor's Edge. This has a move name, but I just called it the Razor's Edge. Can't get a 3 count out of it. Hits a lariat, then puts the cherry on the the dark Evil Sunday with an Elgin bomb. And gets the victory here in a very fun, hard-hitting 10-minute match. This is quick, but it was awesome, and I loved it. So these guys definitely kicked each other's ass. And Elgin and Evil are both great workers, and Evil's just been a big standout in this tournament.
Yeah.
So, but he goes down swinging here against Michael Elgin, who tries to regain some sort of fucking momentum here. But that Yano match killed his shit and stopped it cold.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got Kenny Omega versus SANADA. Before SANADA made his way to the ring, there was a woman in the crowd holding a very small SANADA sign. I just had to write this down because it was ridiculous. And it was covering her face. And question, I don't know if you know this. I've been watching a lot of the Overwatch World Cup here. Okay, it's actually a thing.
Oh, I can believe it.
And when they're in I believe they go to like different countries to host the game. So whoever, South Korea, they go to South Korea to, host the game or whatever. And when they cut to the crowd of the females in the crowd, to see the reaction, usually Americans, when we're on television, we can't help ourselves. We take our shirts off, we get naked, we throw things, we kill each other, all for the sake of entertainment,
Yep.
right? When Asian women are on camera, they get so shy and they just don't want to be seen. So they cover their shit up or they pretend to not even be there.
Well, I mean, generally, East Asian cultures are more modest.
That's true. It's just really, it's very cringy. I don't know. It's very cringy to watch. Like when you should have seen the Russians, man. They were all over that fucking camera. They were like, fuck, we're Russia. Fuck you, okay? And the Korean fan base was just not having it. They have the little signs, but they see themselves on the Titantron, and they cover up.
Titantron, that's rights reserved for WWE.
That's right. Titan Sports, Ico Pro related. So Omega goes for the one-winged angel very early in this match, but he can't connect. So there goes SANADA thwarted that attempt. They end up on the outside where Kenny attempts his moonsault off the guardrail, but SANADA is entirely too close to him. So Omega can't get a full revolution of this backflip. So instead he gets like 3/4 of the backflip, turns it into a reverse shoulder block, and which in turn made this a lucha move because it was a whole lot to get a shoulder block. I mean, obviously it was a botch, but that's the joke. So a very subtle moment happens when they get back into the ring here. Omega goes to give a high knee while SANADA's on all fours. And Omega raises his foot so high that he manages to kick Red Shoes right in the fucking gut. And Uno sold it. He's like, what are you doing? And Chase O's on the outside going, you're too fucking close to him. That's what's going on here. It was a whole thing. If you didn't catch it, you should have caught it. It was awesome. Very subtle. So, by the way, that's a blatant DQ, Kenny Omega. So you are unofficially victorious in this matchup. SANADA hits a drop kick, then a plancha to the outside. Gets a ton of airtime on this plancha because it felt like he was in the air for like 3 weeks. We saw a Paradise Lock, and Omega gets kicked right in his asshole. By the way, I have to address this. The Paradise Lock, okay? So, guy gets rolled. Obviously, it's bullshit. Anyone could get out of that, but gimmicks and stuff and cool moves and whatever. However, before SANADA makes contact with one's asshole, they are stunned. They are stone. They're gargoyle. They can't move. As soon as he kicks them right in their fucking penny hole, they suddenly move and get out of the move. Like they're suddenly released of the chains. Shouldn't you just be still there? Shouldn't he be the only one to get someone out of that and roll them out of it? He knows the code, right?
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense to me. I always see this and I always go, I love how they're just crippled. But as soon as they get kicked in the ass, it's like it unleashes their chains.
They topple over and then
bullshit.
They're no longer
okay. How about this? Kicks him in the gut. All right, fine, whatever. I guess they roll over or whatever and they get out of it. But if you get kicked directly in your fucking asshole, you're not going anywhere because you're going to move forward and kind of rock back and go back into place. Unless he kicks you so hard that you have to move. But it's a preposterous move in my opinion. Cool. It looks cool. It's totally unnecessary. Very easily broken.
You can say that about most moves in professional wrestling.
Yeah, but this is just fucking Omega was there for 20 minutes, just like waiting to be kicked in the ass. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't. If someone wants to kick me in my asshole, I'm not gonna sit there and just politely wait for him to kick me in the asshole. I'm definitely trying to get out of it. So SANADA misses a moonsault, but gets a skull end locked in. Despite this. Has him in the center of the ring, but can he get to the ropes? SANADA tries for the long route to get to the skull end here by trying the Destino, or like the Destino version of it, where he does the fucking backflip, then into the skull end. But he gets hung up on Omega's shoulders here, and Omega drops him with the Kataoka no Tenshi, and gets the victory here over SANADA. So SANADA stepped on a landmine, and he just died. So that was it.
Rip.
So Omega's... I put a side note here. Omega's knee strikes were way safer in this match as a result of the killing of Evil.
Yeah.
Who's still missing. His conscience is probably not there anymore because Omega fucking rocked him. But you could definitely tell that as a result of that match, Kenny was not trying to kill SANADA here. So it was a lot safer. So we got the main event of the B Block night. We have Kazuchika Okada versus Minoru Suzuki. And before I could even get into this match, these fuckers killed each other.
Yeah.
And I mean killed each other. Not like, man, power moves, and more power moves. These fuckers actually murdered each other.
And it seemed for a good chunk of time to me that Suzuki really had the upper hand.
This was all Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
I mean, so much more Minoru than Okada was just taking it. That was it. This match proved one. This was the whole concept here was how much shit can Suzuki throw at Okada before Okada finally bends the knee.
I actually thought Okada winning would have been a terrible way for this, like, because I mean he took all that beating, and if Okada would have won this,
I mean it's happened in this tournament where guys just get fucking killed and they just all of a sudden win.
Yeah, but I mean when you're talking like the 8th night into a nine match tournament, like the wear and tear plus taking that beating. If Okada wins this match, how does he ever lose? Yeah,
that's true. That is true. This was but the ending was very justified here, and it made everyone look good, and especially the standings. So let's get into this. So they fight on the outside very early in the match. Okada looking to do the little spot where his spot into the crowd, but when he backs up to do a running start, Red Shoes completely takes his eye off the action. Says, "I'm not concerned with Okada. There's a Juice Robinson sign in the crowd." Wow, that looks good. Is that a teddy bear? I'm confused. Meanwhile, Taichi and Desperado are beating up on Okada on the other side of the ring. Does Red Shoes care? Absolutely not. So they stomp him, but Okada, being the fucking man, just gets up and brushes his shoulder off, beats both of them up, and then goes, "Young boys, remove them from the premises." Wow.
Yeah.
It's that fucking easy.
Yeah.
No one ever thought of this.
Well, they really respect Okada, so they'll do anything.
So nobody else could get away with this, right? So let's say, I don't know, Cheeseburger wants Suzuki off of his ass. while he's going up against Taichi.
I don't think the Young Boys will show the same respect to Cheeseburger that they do Okada.
But he teaches at the Ring of Honor dojo. How could you not?
That means nothing to them.
Cheeseburger, good, right? Okay, take them away. That's how that would happen.
That was racist. That was incredibly racist.
This bothered me in so many different ways. I mean, it was awesome because we finally got the revenge that we've all been seeking against Suzuki-gun and their bullshit. But it took Okada, like, the second to last night to go, hey, get them out of here. And they're like, yes, boss. And they fucking do it. What? I didn't even know the Young Boys could do that. Like, I had no idea they could all of a sudden be security guards. Jesus, Kitamura.
Well, why not? Those guys aren't officially in the match, so.
What should we do with Kitamura? Should we have him eject people from the ring because they're being arseholes? Or make sure that turn pad's nice?
Did you say arseholes?
Yes.
What a joke, dude. The show's a joke now.
You're a joke. Because you don't respect my diversity.
I don't respect your arsehole.
Yeah. But goddamn, dude, that was all it took. Okada just said, fuck it. Hey, get them out of here. And they did. And that was the last we ever saw of these gentlemen. So they continue to fight on the outside because every Suzuki match logs way more time on the outside than it does on the inside. He beats him up with a chair. Back in the ring, Minoru kicks his ass some more. And after some time, they go back and forth, nailing each other with forearms. And then the match becomes literally all Suzuki after this point. Because fucking Okada got put into like 5 different submission holds in a matter of 30 seconds. It was quite amazing. Okada tries to get something going, but ends up in an octopus stretch. Perhaps Sabre Jr. is the hero of Minoru Suzuki here. He showed some respect to his favorite wrestler from the UK.
Yeah.
And then Okada gets put into a fucking rear naked chokehold, and it is just locked in super fucking hard in the middle of the mat. And you could have swore it was the end here until Okada gets to the ropes. Then Suzuki whips his ass some more. Okada fires back with 2 Rainmakers, but it takes forever to cover him. So they only get to 2 count out of it when he could have won the fucking match. And then these fuckers just start slapping the shit out of each other. And when Suzuki knocks him down, Okada stands up. And he smirks at Minoru Suzuki and he goes, fuck you, dude, okay? I'm Kazuchika Okada, all right? I've accrued a 6-star match this year. You think a couple of bitch slaps are going to take me down? No, sir. So he wants to show Suzuki that he's also a psychopath. This goes on for a while until the announcer tells the audience that the time limit is approaching. When Suzuki hears this, he goes into the hurry-up offense, puts him in a fucking chokehold. But Okada gets him off of him, fires up, hits a Rainmaker. Can't get the pinfall. And that is it. Time limit expires. And this was not as hot as the Omega time limit, obviously.
Yeah.
Because that was a way bigger match. But
well, there was a lot more anticipation for that match going in.
So Okada hits the Rainmaker. And Suzuki's dead. All right, and that's it. It should be the end of the match. But Okada, here's the thing. You would think to yourself, just go over and cover him. Okada was just slapped like 8,000 times in the fucking face. So when he finally hits the clothesline, he's on the other side of the ring. Gedo's yelling, pin him, cover him, pin him, fucking cover him, dude. And this is the best part of the match. I mean, the match was great and all that, and it was fun to watch, but this was my favorite moment in the match. Okada looks at him with this fucking face. He is in a different country right now. His mind is way back in the Civil War. That's how far away this guy was.
The Civil War means nothing to them.
He was in it. He was in it. But it was the look that Okada had on his face. He looked at Gedo, and he's trying to. It's almost like he was trying to understand what Gedo was saying to him because he was so far out of it. And then when he finally realizes that he needs to win the match, and it's his time to make the cover, it was too late because Okada was, like I just said, his fucking mind was just jumping around his fucking head because of all the hits he was taking. But Suzuki peppered this fucker plenty of times. And it showed, and that's how the match comes to an end here, everybody. We get a tie, we get a time limit draw between these two. And man, it was rough. Yeah, it was rough getting to this fucking point here.
I thought we weren't going to see a draw at all. I thought for sure there would be at least one. But
and with
I'm glad they saved it for this.
This was Okada's final test before Omega, and it was this.
Yeah.
This is the final test, man. This was This was the mini boss before the boss fight.
You got to think that this kind of pins Okada as the underdog going into this match because he had the loss, and then the tie before this he got beaten up, and Omega's coming off a couple of wins at least.
Absolutely.
In a row, so it's got to kind of pin Okada as the underdog.
Well, the standings, I guess.
Oh, we'll read through the standings, and again, like the A block, the B block only has 2 remaining competitors left that are officially eligible to win.
They didn't get that wrong here. That's true.
Yeah, if they really did, and this was even harder to fuck up. So if they fucked that up, that was that'd have been really bad. Kazuchika Okada in first place with 13 points. He's 6-1-1. Kenny Omega in second place at 6-2 with 12 points. Evil in third place with 5-3 with 10 points. Minoru Suzuki in fourth place at 4-3-1 with 9 points. SANADA and Michael Elgin tied for fifth place at 4-4 with 8 points. Toriano Tamatanga and Juice Robinson are tied for 7th place at 3-5 with 6 points. And Satoshi Kojima 1-7 with 2 points.
So here's the really interesting thing about the B block here. And hands down, this has been the best block the whole tournament. The A block is fine.
It's just funny because we were talking about going into this thing that though the B block had the 2 bigger guys, we were more excited about the A block.
Yeah, it was heavier. Well, it's not even that. All right, here, I'm not going to say the A block was bad. Obviously,
it wasn't, but the B block had just a lot more intriguing stories, a lot better matches,
way more stories, an emotional roller coaster. Yes, Elgin Toriano, even though it was the fucking worst match of all time. It was still an emotional roller coaster.
And B block is featuring my favorite old guy, so
the A block had. And this is going to sound really stupid, and I know it's going to sound stupid, but just hear me out. The A block had consistency in a way that it was just competitive. This guy beat that guy. This guy beat that guy. That guy beat that guy too. Okay, fine and dandy. The B block had stories. Great matches. Shitty matches. Matches you didn't expect. Upsets, all these things that they had, okay?
Evil and Elgin were unsung heroes of this whole tournament. Juice, in a lot of his losses, still looked really good.
And you looking up and down these standings, it's fucking ridiculous that there's only 2 guys at the top here. There's nowhere else you could go. It's Okada and Omega.
I mean, it was obvious.
Of course it was obvious, but everybody else did really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's like being in a division... You can't.
It's like being the Toronto Blue Jays in the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
You were a good team with decent power, okay pitching, 500 team, but you were never getting to the juggernauts of the Yankees and Red Sox.
And even further, you could look deeper into it. It's like being in the Big Ten or the Pac-12, where it's just you're a really good upstart program, but there's just USC and Oregon and fucking Cal and all these people that always make it to the national championship.
Ohio State's in the Big Ten, right?
Big Ten, yeah. So it's kind of like that. And in the Big 12, it's a Longhorns. So it's like you could do very good and impress so many people, but there's still the automatics, and you're not going anywhere because of that. So, and especially in NCAA football, where it's pretty much all about
where you lose 2 games and you're done.
Yeah,
your season's over.
You lose 1 game and you're fucking mathematically out of the national championship.
With the playoffs now,
back in the day, it was really bad. Yeah. It was really fucking bad.
You had to go in undefeated.
You literally had to. You had to be the 72 Dolphins every fucking year to win a championship.
Yeah, and especially since there's only 1 spot open because Alabama would take the other one pretty much. I mean, it's still pretty much the thing now, but.
Yep, that's why college football is annoying now, because it's all Alabama. But anyways, so yeah, everybody, we got Omega and Okada at the very top, and everybody else. It's impressive, man. I mean, Evil's in third, but guy doesn't deserve to be there. Suzuki gave Okada his only tie.
Maybe next year, or sometime in the future.
Or hey,
Evil's still relatively young in his career.
Don't count out Evo and Okada sometime before the end of this year as a title match. I wouldn't. Before they really get into Omega and Okada
or
here
maybe
again.
whoever wins the G1, they have to defend. The requirement is to defend the G1 championship at least once before Wrestle Kingdom. So maybe Evil might end up facing the winner. All
right, so the next 2 shows we have before the finals. All 3 of the next shows are going to be in Ryogoku Hall. So. It's going to be the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th, right?
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep, all weekend long, same spot, same venue, the whole weekend.
We get English commentary back, which I'm actually kind of excited for.
We get Kevin Kelly back. Man, it's just like yesterday. We were saying goodbye to them.
Yeah.
Now here they are. And we get the Young Bucks back. We get War Machine back. We get all the great little tag teams that we love so much. And I think Ricochet's coming back, too.
Nice.
I don't remember exactly for sure what the lineup is going to be for that night. But we'll be getting a lot of the favorites back. And a couple of matches to look forward to. Obviously, we have the big two, which will decide all the marbles. And conveniently, they're both in the main event.
Yeah.
So we have Tanahashi and Naito on the 11th, which is happening tonight. Well, late tonight.
You mean early tomorrow morning?
Very early tomorrow morning. And we have Okada and Omega to look forward to the next night, early Saturday morning. And I guess the reason why I wanted to vouch for Ibushi getting to the finals here is because he was going up against Goto. So I was going to say Goto could be the spoiler here, but
no,
there will
be no
nothing
spoilers.
else matters.
Nope.
None of the other matches matter at all at this point. So it's just pretty much the finals of both. And at this point, why even watch the other matches? Just kind of round out the numbers here.
It's just filling out the final placings pretty much.
Don't be surprised if I just watch the fucking main events the next two nights. I mean, I don't see why I have to watch. I might watch Ibushi just to watch Ibushi one more time.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't give a fuck about any of this, like the rest of it. I mean, who needs to at this point?
I mean, it's a show. Final placings, it's...
I guess.
Yeah.
But if everyone's mathematically eliminated, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
It's
just
pretty
pride.
Much,
just for pride
it's
at
just
this point.
4 guys left in this tournament. So I mean, hey, and two guys, and both Omega is 6-2, right?
6-2, yep.
6-2, and Okada is 6-1-1. So basically, what that's saying here is that they're basically on par. It's just they needed to make Okada look just a fucking tad bit better with a tie. Because he couldn't take another loss.
Yeah.
Because it's 6-1-1, you know? So it's like, they're on the same level, but Okada can just tie as opposed to lose. So that's a story there. And Tanahashi and Naito, I believe, are tied for the same exact record, right?
Yeah, they're both 6-2. So now we can't have the Okada Omega ending in another draw. So someone has to,
So what that means here is that Omega has to win this match.
Which actually I didn't even think about that being like a whole storyline thing, but that makes a lot of sense. Like they just came out, their last match was a draw, so Omega has to win now.
Omega absolutely must be victorious in this match in order to get to the finals here. There's no tie, because in a tie, Okada wins the block.
Yeah.
So
then he'll have 14 points and Omega will have 13, so yeah.
For Kenny Omega, it is nothing but absolute victory. And that is the only thing that is necessary.
Yes.
So until the next 2 nights, we will rejoin everybody for the big 3 shows in Ryogoku Hall. We'll do the A block and then the B block, and we'll add that as one show. And then, of course, the finals, which is a much bigger show and has an actually full card. That's G1 unrelated, then the final. We'll come back for that. So until then, we'll see you guys another time. Take care.